Mrs. Bird gave a snort. "I should make the most of it," she said. "You mark my words. It'll be 4 o'clock and he'll be back home again before we've had time to turn round." All the same, it was noticeable that the Browns' housekeeper spent an unusually long time cleaning the step that morning, and she didn't finish it until long after the small figure in a duffel coat and hat had disappeared around the corner. But Paddington himself didn't have any time to dwell on the matter. The school was only a short distance away from Windsor Gardens, and as he drew near, one of the teachers hurried forward to greet him. "Good morning," he said. "I take it you're one Brown P." "One Brown P?" repeated Paddington in surprise. He gave the man a hard stare. "No, I'm not. I'm Paddington Brown." The man let go of Paddington's paw. That's really what I was asking," he said nervously. "I have instructions to check your arrival. If you hurry, you'll just be in time for the roll." Paddington licked his lips. A roll sounded a very good way in which to start the day. "I think I shall enjoy that," he announced. "Good," said the man, looking somewhat relieved. "We thought we'd put you in the lower fourth to start with, Mr. Eustace's class. That's until we've had time to check your capabilities." He beckoned to a boy who was standing nearby. "Young Smith here will show you where to go." "Gosh, fancy putting you into old Eustace's class," said the boy sympathetically as he led the way into the main building. "Hard luck. I should watch it. If he gets his knife into you, you'll be for it." Paddington looked around nervously as he followed the boy into the classroom. It was a large room, with windows running the length of one side. There was a blackboard on an adjoining wall, and a number of desks were dotted around facing it. But although there were several other pieces of equipment, he couldn't see any actual cutlery, and he breathed a sigh of relief as he was ushered towards the front of the class. There were about 30 other pupils already in the room, and they all crowded around, anxious to make his acquaintance. Paddington was a popular figure in the neighbourhood, and most of the class wanted him to sit near them. There was soon an argument raging, and it was while the excitement was at its height that the door suddenly opened and an angular figure in a tweed suit entered the room. "What's the meaning of this?" he bellowed. "Back to your desks at once." Standing on a platform in front of the blackboard, he glowered down at the class as they scurried to their places. "Now," he called sarcastically when order had been restored, "I assume I have your permission to take the roll." Anxious to make a good impression on his first day, Paddington busied himself behind his desk lid. "I shan't be a moment, Mr. Eustace," he called. "I've nearly finished. I've got over 33 already." "Over 33?" repeated the form teacher in surprise. "That's right," said Paddington. "That's 1 each and 3 spare." "1 each and 3 spare?" Mr. Eustace stared at Paddington as if he'd suddenly lost the use of his hearing. "3 spare what?" "Marmalade sandwiches," explained Paddington cheerfully. He lowered his desk lid. "I hope they'll do. I'm afraid I didn't bring any rolls, but I've got some sliced loaf and some of my special marmalade from the cut-price grocer's." "Marmalade sandwiches?" spluttered Mr. Eustace. He bounded from the platform, all thoughts of checking the list of those present driven from his mind as he peered inside Paddington's desk. "I've a good mind to take these to the headmaster," he cried. It was Paddington's turn to look as if he could hardly believe his ears. "All 33?" he exclaimed in amazement. "Even I've never managed that many." "Silence!" shouted Mr. Eustace as a titter ran around the room. "I mean," he said, breathing heavily as he turned back to Paddington, "that I am confiscating them. Marmalade sandwiches, indeed! I've never heard of such a thing." Paddington slumped back into his seat. He'd never heard of anyone having their marmalade sandwiches confiscated either, and he looked most offended. "You're not here to learn how to make sandwiches," said the teacher as he removed the pile and placed it on his own desk. "You're here to learn the 3 R's." "The 3 R's?" repeated Paddington in surprise. Despite his feeling of indignation,